What is going on, everyone? Today, joining me is one half of your interim title bout on Golden Fight Ticket Promotions, Mo Zubair. How are you feeling for the fight, and how are you today, buddy?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Not too bad. So it's a big fight as well in terms of very quickly returning to this sort of level as well. What's that been like for you?
I've always been on this level, like I'm used to the level throughout my whole career. I fought high level guys that have gone on to do big things. So this is normal to me. When I'm in the gym grafting, I'm with UFC fighters, world champions, veterans of the game. So this level is normal to me. It's what I've always been used to.
Yeah, and you take a look at your resume, win or lose, you've always turned up and put on a brilliant performance or a brilliant fight as well, and the names that are on there. But moving forward, now after a year and a half out, you came back, I believe, 6 hours notice, got the win like it was just, just a normal day out for you. But so be back doing this in terms of finally being back out there. What's that been like?
What you mean, like actually doing a full camp for this?
Yeah, getting the full camp and then just being back fighting after a year and a half out.
So the 6 hours notice, I got in there and I was just like, yeah, man, it's good to be back, but it weren't the performance I was looking for. I didn't really feel like I showed my true self. But on 6 hours notice, like a win's a win, and you can't fault that. In camp, I feel excellent. I feel like I'm ready to go now. Like this is like the best version you will see of me. I feel so good this far out in camp, and like I'm only gonna improve and improve and improve. And when it comes to fight day, I'm just gonna go for it, man. This fight's mine.
Yeah, and people obviously, if they just go and look at records and don't watch fights or things like that, they might overlook you a little bit. But in terms of going into this fight, do you feel as though this is going to be the statement fight for you that will show everyone the levels that you're at?
Yeah, 100%. He's meant to be a big prospect from where he's from. I know he's from a good gym as well, TFT. So I'm looking forward to it. Like getting a win over him. It's going to show that I am at the high level that I say I am, and that I live up to the hype from Team Renegade. So yeah.
Yeah, and then obviously doing this camp at Renegade, and I know you've done some stuff at Top Team as well. But in terms of being able to train around the people that you are in both gyms, what's that like, sort of, as a way to improve as a fighter and as a motivator as a fighter as well?
It's wicked, So like so I sparred this morning, and when I looked at the mat, it was wicked. We had the Figlat brothers down, we had Ian Gary down. Like the mat at Renegade, it's so high level, and we're always getting all these guys coming down to train with us. So it's a privilege, man. I feel absolutely blessed to be on the mat sharing these guys. After training, I always ask questions and that, and they're always happy to help me and all that kind of stuff. So it's just really good, man, to soak up all this knowledge. I'm like a sponge in the gym, man. I just want to soak all that knowledge up and add it to my game.
100%. And when you're able to combine that with the people that you're facing as well, do you feel as though with a good year next year and everything in the training with the people around, do you see the pro debut in the sights, or are you just focused on the amateur career and taking things as they come along at the moment?
No, the pro ranks will come very soon. Like my head coach Tom Breeze, he calls me an amateur veteran now. I've had 10 amateur fights, and that is a lot. But when the time's ready, we'll switch the gloves over. But at the minute, I'm just focusing on this interim title fight coming up.
Yeah, and your opponent, Dan Bainbridge, obviously, as you've already mentioned, a good prospect to be in there with. But in terms of sort of looking into that fight, how do you see it going, or an ideal route of which you want the fight to go, other than winning, obviously? But how do you see the fight going on?
I'm going to tell you now, this fight is going to be a war. Me and my coaches know it's going to be a war, and I'm sure he knows this fight's going to be a war as well. But that's all I can say. I can see this being a war and be coming out on top.
And as well, long time, obviously, you've fought on Golden Ticket quite a few times now. Getting a belt there, there's a lot of prestigious names behind the belts. Does it feel good as well to be fighting for, like, you could fight for any regional title, but this one, it is a standout one in the country. Does it feel good to be fighting for a title like this, or interim, or do you just like to get in the fights in?
Yeah, it feels good to fight for the GTFP title. Like it is a big promotion in the UK on the regional scene, and I like the 5 round fights at amateur. They're the fights I want. So yeah, it feels good.
Yeah, and then the final thing from myself, obviously spoke a little bit about what the fight is going to be, but in terms of a message to the people that will be watching the fight, what is one last thing that they can expect to see from yourself come fight night?
Come fight night, you can see the same Mo Zubair that you're always gonna see. You know, we always go out there to put a fight on for everyone. I'm gritty, I'm tough. Like, you're gonna see a new skill set from me as well, and I'm looking forward to keeping that title in the Midlands.
100%. Well, that is everything from myself. If you just want to take a chance, shiny sponsors, anything like that, obviously just
Yep.
feel free to go ahead.
I'd like to shout out Team Renegade always, Gracie Barra Sutton, my striking coach Zach Garbett down at Wheelie Castle Muay Thai. I'd like to shout out Hard Life Fightwear, Pound for Pound MMA Store, Mountain Shilajit, and last but not least, my nutritionist and S&C coach, Paul Reed down at Vortex. Without him, I wouldn't have been able to take the fight on 6 hours notice because he always has me in the best shape possible. So, yeah, come fight night, you're going to see an absolute monster in me. That is down to Paul Reed. And also my management, HD Fight Management, always getting me the best opportunities.
100%. Well, that is everything from myself. Obviously, Dan Bainbridge versus Mo Zubair. For me, you can't find a more exciting fight at flyweight in terms of if you were going to put two people together. Bantam, my mistake. I get confused now and again. But bantamweight is going to be a great fight. I appreciate your time. Thank you very much, buddy.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.